Welcome back. You know, I love Disney and I love Final Fantasy, but I can't say I've ever fallen in love with the Kingdom Hearts series. I will say that these are some beautiful games with incredible production value. And although we've waited 8 years now for Kingdom Hearts 3 since Kingdom Hearts 2, we have gotten 7 games in this series that, believe it or not, do somehow tie together. They may have gone a little overboard with their writing in these games, but they have done some interesting experiments in video game narrative, which brings me to today's lesson. Plant some seeds.
A seed is not the same as a mystery. Mysteries can be solved, sometimes right away, but seeds wait quietly underground until it's time for their true meaning to be harvested. Square Enix certainly loves being sneaky with their trailers, but with Kingdom Hearts, they employed a rare on-disc strategy that began advertising games months or even years before they were officially announced. It started with the first game in the franchise, Kingdom Hearts, released in 2002. If you beat the game, seal all keyholes, complete all the Hades Cup Arena challenges, and find all 99 Dalmatian puppies, you unlock a special video called Another Side, Another Story. In the secret clip, players got their first glimpse at an environment and character that wouldn't be identified until Kingdom Hearts 2, 3 years later. Kingdom Hearts was re-released in December of 2002 as part of a Japan-only compilation called Final Mix. It added a minute or two of extra footage to the secret ending trailer, along with the subtitle Deep Dive. Since the events in the video were so detached from the story in Kingdom Hearts, fans were forced to speculate on what they were seeing. Even series creator Tetsuya Nomura didn't have all the answers. Scenario writer Kazushige Nojima later confessed the team had to paste the trailer's dialogue into Kingdom Hearts 2 after the game's script had been written. Even so, the scene depicted in the trailer returned in the final game, minus touches like which character wielded which Keyblade. When fans finally revisited the series on PlayStation 2 in 2005, they were teased at another future project by another secret unlockable cinematic. To unlock the clip, titled The Gathering, you have to finish Kingdom Hearts 2, complete Jiminy's Journal, all the Gummy missions, and get the Gold Crown. The Gathering was as enigmatic as the first Kingdom Hearts secret ending had been, but instead of being a mix of old and new characters, it showed 4 people fans had never met. When Kingdom Hearts 2 got its own final mix in 2007, the ending was again extended. The PSP game this trailer was advertising, Birth by Sleep, wouldn't be released for another 3 years. Both coded for mobile phones and 358 over 2 days for the Nintendo DS were released before it. That means that in 2005, Square Enix showed part of the ending to a game it wouldn't release until 2010. Most seeds don't need 5 years to grow, but this incubation period caused a frenzy among the fanbase. Who's that bald guy? Where are we? Why does that kid look like Roxas? Is that Kingdom Hearts in the sky? Fans either had to wait or buy a PSP to find out the answers. The first person we see in the trailer is Xehanort, the villain of Birth by Sleep and central antagonist of the entire Kingdom Hearts series. Text in Japanese reads, "A sealed tale of truth," possibly commenting on how Birth by Sleep was a prequel and these events were previously untold. 3 Keyblade Masters stand in his way, named, from left to right, Ventus, Terra, and Aqua. When they're seen standing here in the game, they're not wearing their armor, but they suit up soon after. They wear capes in the trailer, but not in the final game because it was too much of a burden on the PSP's frame rate. Xehanort then seems to copy himself, but the image turns into Vanitas, Xehanort's apprentice. This epic confrontation takes place in the Keyblade Graveyard, a location first introduced to the series in this trailer, and first visited by the player in Birth by Sleep. The graveyard was the site of the Keyblade War. It was the spot where the Keyblade was destroyed, the missing link to unlocking Kingdom Hearts. The pivotal moments in this fight occur in the same order in the final game, but a few moments are added or taken out. Xehanort has a brief monologue about the history of the graveyard. Vanitas doesn't perform a couple of his trailer attacks in the game, like dropping thunder on Terra or hitting Aqua with ice. And Terra doesn't clash with Xehanort before they fight in-game. In perhaps an intentional bit of trolling, Tetsuya Nomura designed the character of Ventus to look exactly like Roxas, the protagonist of Kingdom Hearts 2. The character players that first watched this video had just met. The short answer for this is that Roxas is what the series calls a nobody, and was created when Sora became a being called a Heartless at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1. In Birth by Sleep, Ventus sacrificed his heart to stop the forging of the Keyblade, and Sora accepted Ventus inside his own heart so he could heal. Thus, when a nobody was created out of Sora's heart, it looked like Ventus. So while the character in this secret ending looks like Roxas, it's actually Ventus. Until fans were told that directly, they created dozens of wild theories about who it could be and why. Another potential spoiler is seeing Terra's eyes turn yellow, like Xehanort's, a sign that Terra is giving in to the darkness. Xehanort's plans call for the Keyblade Masters to give in to the darkness in their hearts, and for the light to rage against evil, thus creating the Keyblade and opening Kingdom Hearts. There are a myriad of reasons for Terra to succumb to these dark emotions, and it's surprising for Square Enix to show, 3 years before the PSP game was launched, essentially the end of Terra's journey in Birth by Sleep. The final piece to this trailer's puzzle is the mouse with the most, Mickey. In the trailer, he appears at the very end with the text, "Each of their fates pass through and gather together." In the game, he actually shows up immediately after Kingdom Hearts shines through the clouds, but appears to wait on the sidelines. Square Enix not only planted a seed in each player's minds when they first saw this desperate struggle between characters they knew little about, but they also planted the seed on the PS2 disc for Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix that players had to crack open through a solid commitment of time. The two most popular secret endings in the series, Deep Dive and Birth by Sleep, were on Japanese releases only, making them even harder to acquire for some. With the franchise story arc largely focused on unlocking things, that's pretty genius.
The way today's internet is built, any sought-after video is going to be gobbled up by the masses the second it's released, so you can't really do this kind of internal viral marketing the way you could in the PS2 era today. But you could still release a video that, while intriguing, doesn't really mean anything to anybody until you decide that it should. Places like Vine and Twitter and Facebook are perfect for this kind of viral suggestion, and companies like Bethesda and Ubisoft are already showing us neat ways you can do it. If you want to see any other trailers that were confusing at first, I recommend the Portal trailer for Half-Life 2 Episode 2, the controversial debut of The Wind Waker, the wacky E3 2005 trailer for MGS4, and, as mentioned before, the Deep Dive trailer for the first Kingdom Hearts. Thank you guys so much for all of your great comments. Some of you mentioned some things I missed in the last episode, and I really appreciate you guys keeping the conversation going. If you want to see the mashup I did of the secret trailer and the final ending back-to-back, click on the link below. And if you want to see this trailer in its entirety, just wait until after the break. And be sure to follow me on Twitter at GameTrailersVO. See you next time.
See all of our shows and game reviews now on the brand new GT app on Xbox Live, and the GT Originals iOS app too.